Hello students, I Devang Prajapati from Upanishad Science Academy Limkeda, Chapter D and F block elements, lecture number 3, which will be from the page number 215 to 219. So let's start. Standard 12 English Medium, lecture number 3, Chapter 8 D and F block elements. Before starting the session, let's see the points of last video. लास्ट वीडियो में हमने क्या किया था, सबसे पहले वो देख लेते हैं. ठीक है. फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ डी ब्लॉक एलिमेंट्स, देन वेरिएशन इन एटॉमिक and ionic size of the transition elements, atomic radii and ionic radii. In last video we have seen this much. Okay, points of this video. आज के वीडियो में हम क्या देखने वाले हैं? आयोनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी, ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट्स, ट्रेंड्स इन M+2 to M standard electrode potentials, trends in M+3 to M+2 standard electrode potentials, trends in stability of higher oxidation states. So let's start the today's lecture. सबसे पहले आयोनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी के बारे में हम बात करेंगे. व्हाट इज आयोनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी? द फर्स्ट आयोनाइजेशन एंथैल्पी of D block elements lie in between the S as well as the P block elements. First ionization enthalpy means delta Hi 1, okay, which is in between the S block as well as the P block elements. How it is? They are higher than the S block elements. S block elements से ज़्यादा और P block elements से कम. ये पूछ सकते हैं. ठीक है, याद रखना है. Then ionization enthalpy increases with the increase in Z, means atomic number is increasing. Along with that, ionization enthalpy is also going to increase. Then some irregularities are available. The first ionization enthalpy of zinc, cadmium and mercury are however very high because of the fully filled electrons in the orbit. The electrons are fully filled. Because of that, the first ionization enthalpy of these three elements are very high. Although the second and third ionization enthalpy also in general increase along with the period. Means from the left to right, if you are going in a period, then second and third ionization enthalpy in general it is increasing. The high value of third ionization enthalpy for the copper, nickel and zinc. Now how the trend it is, it looks like this. You can see in the diagram, the graph is ionization enthalpy versus transition metals. The first ionization enthalpy they have given for the 3 series, for 3D, for 4D as well as for 5D. For 3D there is a dotted line of titanium, you can see this. Okay, and then for 4D zirconium and for 5D it is Hofmann. You can see in the graph that titanium to vanadium it is decreasing, then again it is little slight rise, then it has been increased, then still it is increasing in iron, cobalt it is decreased, nickel it is decreased, again it is increasing copper. Then in case of the 4D series, if you will see, Zr to Nb it is decreased, Mo rise, Tc rise, Ru rise, Rh rise, Pd sudden rise, sudden decrease till Ag. Then in 5D series, Hf to Ta constant, slight rise in tungsten, little decrease in Re, again more increased in OS, still increase in iridium, down in platinum, and then again it is increased in aurum, that is in gold. So this is what the trends in the ionization enthalpy of transition metals for 3D, 4D as well as 5D, that is first transition series, second transition series and third transition series. Now the second topic, that is the oxidation state. The NAT, now before starting the oxidation state, what is the oxidation state? The definition: the NAT numerical charge assigned to an atom of an element in its combined state is considered to be the oxidation state or the oxidation number. The NAT numerical charge, whatever it has been assigned to an atom of an element when it is in the combined state, okay, then it is considered to be the oxidation state. With the exception of few elements, most of the D block elements show more than one oxidation state. The reason behind that is easily remove electron from D orbitals. Because of that reason, they show, most of the D block elements, they show more than one oxidation state or various oxidation state. Minimum oxidation state is equal to total number of electron in 4s lost. Maximum oxidation state is equal to total number of electron in 4s plus number of unpaired electron in 3d lost. Highest oxidation state shown by ruthenium and osmium, that is +8. In MCQ these can be asked. NiCO4 nickel tetracarbonyl, in that the nickel is having 0 oxidation state. These also MCQ can be asked. The table of first transition series from scandium to zinc, the electronic configuration also it has been given, and then the different oxidation states of a particular element they have given in form of tabulated form. You can see over here. For scandium it is +2 and +3, for titanium +2, +3, +4, for vanadium +2, +3, +4, 5, chromium +1, 2, +6, then for manganese +2, 2, +7, for iron +2, 2, +6, then for cobalt +2, 2, +5, for nickel +2, 2, +4, for copper +1, +2, +3, and for zinc it is only +2. So these are the various oxidation states of first transition series starting from scandium to zinc. Then trends in M+2 M standard electrode potential. The table which is given back 8.4 contains the different thermochemical parameters which are related to the transformation of solid metal atoms to M+2 ions, metal to M+2 ions in solution and their standard electrode potentials. The observed value of EV and those calculated using the data of table 8.4 are compared in the figure 8.4. Means whatever the data it has been formed in table 8.4, that is on the basis of the graph. So here you can see the unique behavior of the transition elements for M+2 to M standard electrode potential in form of the tabulated element. They have given titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper and zinc. Then the ionization enthalpy, atomization enthalpy they have given for the first transition elements, for the first transition series. Thermochemical data which is given in kilojoule per mole for the first row transition elements, and the standard electrode potentials for the reduction of M+2 to M. Now the previous table, it was based on this complete graph, that is standard electrode potentials versus observed values and the calculated values for first transition series. For observed values you can see the red mark, and calculated values the green mark. Majority of the time if you'll see, for there are only little bit differences in cobalt, in nickel, then somewhere little bit in copper, and then little bit in zinc. Otherwise if you'll see, the observed values and the calculated values are very similar. The unique behavior of copper, if you'll see, then it has the unique behavior. Okay, having the positive electrode potential accounts for its inability to liberate the hydrogen from acids. Only oxidizing acids, that is nitric acid and concentrated sulfuric acid, react with the copper, the acids being reduced. The high energy to transform copper to copper plus 2 is not balanced by its hydration enthalpy. So this is what the trends in the M plus 2 to M standard electrode potentials. Then M plus 3 trends in the M plus 3 to M plus 2 standard electrode potential. An examination of standard electrode potential from M plus 3 to M plus 2 values shows varying trends, means more variations are seen. The low value for scandium reflects the stability of Sc plus 3, which has a noble gas configuration. Sc plus 3, he is having the noble gas configuration. The highest value for zinc is due to the removal of an electron from the stable D10 electronic configuration Zn plus 2. So this is the trends in the M plus 3 to M plus 2 standard electrode potential. Then the comparatively high value of for manganese shows that Mn plus 2 has D5, that is particularly the stable electron half filled, so it is the stable electronic configuration. Whereas comparatively low value for the iron, which shows the extra stability for Fe plus 3 for D5, again half filled. Comparatively low value for vanadium is related to the stability of V plus 2, that is half filled, that is from T2G level to unit number 9. Means this V plus 2 means T2G level. There are two levels are there, one is ground state and second is in excited state. Okay, T2G and EG. Now these we are going to study into the detail in chapter number 9. Okay, then trends in stability of higher oxidation states. The table 8.5 shows the stable halides of 3D series of transition metals. The highest oxidation number are achieved in TiX4, that is in tetrahalides, VF5 and CrF6. The +7 state for manganese is not represented in simple halides, but MnO3F is known, and beyond Mn no metal has trihalide except FeX3 and COF3. The formulas for halides in 3D metals you can see in form of table over here. Oxidation states and different combination of it. Here as X, fluorine, iodine, Xi, that is fluorine and bromine, X2, FCl, 3, Cl and I. Now there are few reactions which are seen over here. Suppose 2Cu plus 2 combine with 4 iodine minus, then it is going to produce Cu2 I2 plus I2. So this is the one reaction. However, many copper compounds are unstable in aqueous solution and undergo disproportionation. So for the same, the reaction 2Cu plus 1 is going to convert in Cu plus 2 and Cu. The stability of Cu plus 2 rather than the Cu plus 1 is due to the much more negative delta H hydration of Cu plus 2 than Cu plus, which more than the compensate for the second ionization enthalpy of copper. The oxides of 3D metals are given in form of table, that is 8.6. Oxidation states are mentioned over here. Group number 3 to 12, which are the oxidation states, you can see over here. For scandium, for titanium, vanadium, more variation, chromium again variations, manganese still more, iron again decreased little bit, cobalt little, nickel only one NiO, copper it is CuO and Cu2O, and then in zinc ZnO. So this is what the trends in stability of higher oxidation states. Thank you.